still notice my newscast. Am I the weather guy? Am I the one? Am I the traffic guy? Was I? I thought it was just you and Tom.
You're
I'm implied.
All right. Well, I hate doing this, folks. But once again, we're starting off with bad news.
Yeah, unfortunately.
And this is another board game company closing down, Holy Grail Games. Holy Grail Games, we actually just reviewed their game encyclopedia, but they're probably best known for Museum and or Dominations, or they made a lot of different games.
Sure.
So it's a long story. You can go to their website and read it, or you can zoom into this letter and try to read that. But basically, they blamed their distributor, COVID, and just some bad business decisions. Where the real story is, that's neither here nor there. I don't know. It's unfortunate, not great news, but it's going to keep happening, folks.
It is, and it's been interesting seeing some other publishers come in and kind of speak to this and say that, this is not something that is unique to what they're, that these are issues that are there, that depending on the size of the company, depending upon any number of issues, they've had to deal with some of these problems to a greater or lesser degree, and it just, are you able to sustain it? You know what I mean? Apparently 2021 especially was particularly difficult for, for everybody.
Dealt with a lot of the shipping stuff and all.
Right.
Here's the thing. This has been happening for the past 20 years. You just haven't seen it as publicly because you usually weren't waiting for the games.
Right.
Yes,
Kickstarter has changed it, so now the games are coming to you. Companies have been shutting down all the time, and you can always blame. There's lots of blame game going around, finger pointing. But yeah, mistakes are made, but that's part of the way the system works. So unfortunate, but we'll see if anyone picks up their games. I don't know.
And again, I mean, this is not something that anyone wants to particularly dwell on, but these are not. Kickstarter is not a guarantee of, I mean? You are taking a bit of a risk. None of us necessarily like to focus on that, but you may not always get what you pledge for.
That's right. Yeah, it's not great news. And like you said, Tom, I think it is going to keep happening.
All right, other slightly bad news, I guess. Unmatched. So Unmatched, to tie in with the news that Unmatched stuff is slowly this year being released on the app.
Yes.
They're now putting stuff in the vault because apparently they're owned by Disney now. They're not owned by Disney, but that sounds funny.
Right.
So they don't want to have too many SKUs out at the same time, different products available to get. And so Cobble and Fog, which I thought was, outside the Marvel stuff, their most popular set. You gave it a 10.
I love it. I personally love it. It's my favorite set. I don't know if it actually is their best selling. I have no idea.
And Robin Hood and Bigfoot, which was their first expansion. So these are going to what's called the Vault. And then, so I don't know if with Disney,
they're basically what they said was we're going to let these go out of print.
Right.
That's basically what they said.
Right.
We're not recalling them. They're not on the shelf for a week, and then we're going to take them back. So pick them up now. They're just saying once they do dry up, we're not reprinting these for a while.
Well, there's definitely a little bit of the buy them now.
Sure, and that's implied just because they're going to go out of print. To be fair, just about every game is going to go out of print.
This is true.
That's true.
Okay, there's very few games that are kind of the constant reprint button being hit. So I think it's fine, and I understand that they do have a lot of Unmatched things coming up in the next
five new sets in 2023 and 2024, including an unannounced licensed property. Woo. Now, I don't believe I know this licensed property.
I believe I might.
You do know it?
I know, but I have a strong suspicion.
Well, then you can share that if it's just a
cannot.
suspicion.
Well, then
we should speculate wildly, Tom.
Well, I can speculate.
The Muppets!
G.I. Joe.
Oh.
Mine's cooler than yours. Mine's way cooler than yours.
G.I. Joe's cooler than the Muppets?
In a combat game, yes.
That's crazy. Okay, I'm going to slap you with a cookie.
Although, that's true. Animal?
Yeah.
No, I would have the band. What's the band called?
The Fraggle Rock.
No, it's not called the Fraggle Rock band.
Oh, the Professor Teeth's Good Time Party Band.
Yeah.
That's what you're talking about, right? The one that Animal's in, the guy that plays the organ?
It's called
I can't remember.
Something in the something band.
Yeah, something in the something Good Time
Someone
band.
will tell us in the chat. And then I want the two old guys.
Yeah, well,
jeez.
the two.
They don't actually play the game.
Right.
You just move them off the
They
board
watch
and
you.
they comment
They judge
on
you
everyone
playing.
else's style.
So this whole vault thing, I was saying yesterday, it'd be cool if they kind of do the McDonald's McRib model, right? Where they'll tease it, and they'll Cobble and Fava available for 2 months only, and then people run out.
I do think that that's what this means.
Yeah.
This means by going into vault, it can come out Dr. Teeth and Electric Mayhem.
Yeah,
that's
what
right.
it is. All right.
Jeez, that's the name of something in. Okay, I take it back. That's not my choice anymore.
No.
I'm going with Taco Bell is the theme. That's what it's going to be.
Speaking of things being teased and taken away, Mexican pizza.
It's still around though.
I know.
It came back, right?
It came back. Yeah.
It came back until they decided to put it in the vault.
I haven't had one for a while.
I'm not a big
I
fan.
haven't been to Taco Bell in a long time. All right. In boring news, there's a new game coming out called Cat and Company. And I was talking to Mike, and here's the thing. I have this whole, I hate cats. I don't really hate cats much. Cat themes are fine. There's too many cat
I'm
theme
over it.
games
Look,
at this point.
I'm supposedly the
you can't
cat
just
guy.
slap cats in a game and make me want to play it.
But I'm over it at this point, yeah, because a lot of it seems cynical. I'm not saying this one specifically. This is a kid's memory game, so fine, cats. But I'm over it. It's like, do something else. Find a new thing.
Goats.
This is
there's so
a
many animals.
dice-rolling
Ferrets.
memory game from Carlo
Marmosets.
Rossi. Why do I know that Carlo
Where's the-
Rossi's name?
Carlo Rossi is, what are we doing here?
Apparently I'm watching Grease.
Okay,
Give me a
but-
second.
Carlo Rossi's designed a number of games, right?
He does a bunch of kids games. I
Yeah.
want to say. Oh, he did the dropping at a making noise game. That's his.
Oh, we did that terrible Arkham
Isn't it?
Horror Final Hour.
Oh.
Oh
Well, let's
no!
not
He's the
focus on
guy
that.
who did Divinity Derby and the what's the one? The funny name one in German.
Man, there's
So I
not a
taught
lot.
you and Chris. This way and that way.
Interesting enough, he's doing that new dogfight game. The third
Oh,
in that
that's right. The
Blitzkrieg
third in the
series.
Blitzkrieg. That's right. Yeah.
Yeah, his games don't. His highest rate game is The Rich and the Good.
Oh, that one.
I don't think I've ever
What's
played
the
this
original
game.
title? I taught you, Mike, this.
Did you? Oh, is this Haben Gut?
Haben Gut.
Oh,
that's it.
Haben Gut.
Why couldn't I
okay.
think of Haben
That's a
Gut?
good. That's a
Why
good
doesn't
game.
it say
It's
this
good.
reimplements Habengut?
Because that's what
Because it does.
It should say
Oh,
that.
no,
here
it's
on it.
literally the same game with an English title now.
Ah, you're right. Habengut, German version. Oh, there's a review from Zee Garcia 5 years ago.
You should watch that, Tom. It's hot fire.
You know what? The day I watch that is the day I have free time.
It uses the vault system, that review.
All right, anyway, Cat Code dice rolling game. Let's move on to another thing no one asked for. Gears of War, the card game.
Yeah.
When I think Gears of War, I think I want to play a card
I want
game
to play a
version
card
of this.
game
This is
version
hot
of Gears
fire
of
right
War
here.
from Steamforged.
It's hot something. Steamforged, who, to be fair, I'm publicly biased against Steamforged games because I've had such bad experiences. I know that all the other content creators who were flown to England to play the game said that the new one, what's it called?
They have the latest. This is not the latest.
What's that game? No, there's a game that they're coming out with that was on, huh?
Elden Ring.
Elden Ring, right?
Oh,
the Elden
right,
Ring game
right.
is great and blah,
Elden
blah,
Ring
blah.
is really good. So was England. England was nice. You didn't go? I loved it there. I went.
What are we-
They took
I
me
don't
to
know what's
England.
happening right now.
Okay, they bought me fish and chips.
Okay.
And I played Elden Ring.
I'm confused.
Oh, he went. He didn't tell us.
I went.
Oh, was it fun?
I had a great time in England.
Anyhow,
No.
I don't know. They've told me it's good. They're like, I cornered a couple of them specifically.
Cornered them.
No, I did.
Tell me the game.
No,
Lying to me.
That's not too far off.
Okay.
And I was like, I need to know. And they said it's good.
All right.
And yet I still doubt. But
Okay.
maybe I'm wrong.
You
Anyway,
need
Gears
to trust
of
people
War.
more.
It's a story-driven campaign game with decisions made in one scenario affecting future plays. The designer
I like
is
the video games.
Tyler Bielman. Yeah, but did you like the Gears of War board game way back? Fantasy Flight
never
made that
played
one.
it.
I did not like it, but a lot of people did. I was in the minority on that one.
Gotcha.
Anyway, okay.
It's weird to me because they normally do miniatures and stuff.
Yeah.
So what's a card game? Really?
Because
Yeah, they have the license.
It's also not a great cover.
It's
but
not.
this is a good cover.
All right, here we
This
go.
is the 40th anniversary edition
Oof.
of Scotland Yard.
Terrible.
With new retro art and an adventure book narrating the story.
I like
Wait,
new
this is
retro.
the new retro art?
New
This is the same
retro.
as the old art.
I know. Except it has that little 40th logo slapped on
Now
the bottom left there.
they cleaned it up, and I hate this cover so much. This cover's terrible.
It's really
This is
bad.
new? It looks like the old
well,
one.
most of the Scotland Yards just have the map
Just
on
the
it.
map, yeah.
Okay.
Not that
That's a
detective.
That's a shady character.
That's a hipster doofus.
That's almost like, Dick Tracy's like alter ego twin who went bad.
Yeah.
I hate this cover a lot.
I don't like it.
It's a classic. I guess they want to go with that classic look.
Yeah, but that looks like classic, but also new at the same time. This looks like 50-cent bin
It does.
in a discount store.
I'm not getting any
You can
classic.
buy this at
but
Party
you-
City.
This looks like
where?
you're gonna
Party
find it
City.
at
They sell board games, actually.
Kohl's or
do?
They do.
yeah.
Party games. But
Yeah. Okay. It's a classic.
it's coming out March
back in print.
2023. I love Scotland Yard. I think it's a great game, but I don't think there's anything new other than there's an adventure book narrating the story. Who cares?
If there's anything I play Scotland Yard for, it's the
I want to know
narrative.
Mr. X's
Right,
deep
the
backstory.
backstory.
Why X? Why
Mr.
not
X is
Z?
so misunderstood.
All right. So where are we at? That was we are at the next thing here, which is a couple games coming from a new publisher, I think, KYF Edition.
Yeah, I'm not familiar with this publisher.
Well, let me pull.
If I'm
them
not
up,
mistaken,
too.
KYF here is a publisher that Piero is involved with.
Oh, interesting.
He
Okay.
is one of the people who I might be.
Nope, you're right. It is. KYF stands for Know Your Friends.
Okay.
Yeah, they've got a few games coming out. I'm excited for these.
Yeah.
Piero is an illustrator.
Right.
That's his
Works-
main.
You're probably best known for Mr. Jack.
Yeah,
Or
Mr.
Ghost
Jack
Stories.
or Ghost
He-
Stories or
Yeah,
something
yeah.
like that. Yeah, he's an excellent illustrator in my opinion. One of
I
my
agree.
favorites. He's also a really cool guy, and so this company, he and then a couple of other French folks are starting this company. They've been at it for a while. This is not necessarily their first publications. They've put out a few things, but mostly party games is what they've done.
Yeah, I love that roof. I think it's like the rooftops of Paris or something like the roofs of Paris. I love that cover.
Yeah, it's a beautiful, beautiful cover. Yeah.
Now that one is from Ludovic Montblanc. So that could be
Yeah,
a good game,
yes.
right? The other Differencio is from two new designers.
Okay.
So that one looks like a party game.
That one looks more like a party
maybe.
game,
We'll
yeah.
see.
I love French publications and
tend to-
designers, and it's my jam. It tends to line up with my sensibilities in gaming.
we
so.
line up with that because I really tend to like those designs.
I hate the French.
You do.
Wow. Anybody want to take him out of context real quick?
He's going to corner you soon.
French design. I think
He's going to corner the entire country of
countries
France.
often tend to have like a motif on how the designs feel.
Yes.
It's not 100%
it's-
sure.
No, but yeah.
But yes, I agree. If I hear companies from French and I know nothing else, I'm definitely interested.
I agree.
All right. If you make a popular roll and write game, you make 100 sequels. So here's
That's
the
correct.
first of more than one, I'm sure. This is Next Station Tokyo. We already had Next Station London, which we all played. Not all of us, but several of us played here. Chris loves it. I really like it also. This is one where you each have your own colored pencil and you pass them. No, I'm sorry. You pass the pencils around.
Okay.
You're drawing different subway lines.
Okay.
So I might have a pink. So this turn I draw the pink subway line, then I pass it on, and then it's a flip and right, and then you draw these subway lines, and you get points for connecting stations, seeing how far you can make a line go, different things like that.
Okay.
It's really fun. This is just alternate maps, but it looks like it's a standalone too.
Is it similar to Metro X at all? It looks similar.
No, Metro X. They have the same theme.
Yeah.
Metro X is a funky one.
Yeah.
Metro X is a hard game to explain.
It is.
I think.
Yeah.
This one is a lot easier
lighter.
to explain.
Okay. Blue
I haven't
Orange, right?
played.
I haven't either. Blue Orange, I think,
Yes.
are doing these. Okay.
I haven't played either one of those. Actually, I haven't played Metro X either.
I think you might dig Metro X.
Metro X is actually a pretty good solo game.
It's a good solo game, yeah.
But this one I think is better of the two.
Okay.
But if only I think I can teach this one more
Sure,
easily.
sure.
This is from Matthew Dunstan, by the way.
Oh, okay.
Very good designer.
All right, we got a new game from Matago, and keep Matago in your head because I'm going to mention them later on. This is called Grail Cup. Now this artwork here, this is from Bruno Faduti, so I'm kind of interested in that part of it.
Well, the artwork is not Bruno Faduti.
No.
The artwork is John Kovalik, who is best known for Dork Tower. He draws those people with the big
And
noses
Munchkin.
and stuff. Here it looks like he's trying to draw some more realistic people, and I hate everything about it.
Wait, what?
I wonder if he's
You think
involved
this looks
in-
different from his usual artwork?
Like,
Don't you think it looks different?
it's slightly different, but I think it's only because of the.
Maybe it's because there's other stuff in the background.
I think so, but I wonder is this just a Faduti design, or did he actually design it with John Kovalik and he also did the art?
That cover makes me think that
you're right.
They are working on the game
That's what it
together,
makes me
and John
think, right?
Kovalik, of course, did the artwork because Faduti can't draw. I've seen it. It's awful. I'm kidding. What are you looking at me for?
Well, I don't know if maybe you have.
But yeah, it makes it sound that tacking at the top makes it seem like they worked on it
Co-design,
together.
yeah. It'll be interesting. I mean, it's a 3 to 8.
He was involved with Apples to Apples, actually.
Oh, was he?
Kovalik?
Yeah.
Yeah, the artwork was his. And
Well, the apples were his, but he was also involved with the game
Oh,
itself.
he was?
interesting.
Oh.
He may have just picked the words for the cards. I don't know, but he was
That
definitely
makes him a
involved.
designer,
It
okay?
does. Yeah, but that player count sounds like a Faduti game, right? 3 to 8.
Yes.
You know, it's going
There's
to
gotta
be
be
a
some
chaotic
bluffing,
party game
probably.
type of thing. Yeah.
That cover makes it look like a kid's game, straight up.
That's what
It looks
Kovalik's artwork
but
always
it looks like
like.
Munchkin. It looks like everything he does. You know?
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not feeling this cover. All right. I'm not a big fan of this next cover either, but I'm excited. A new Smash Up expansion. So this is Smash Up. If you've not played Smash Up, you take 2 different decks, put them together, and you play against other people. Me and Zee, we just played the Disney version of this.
Disney and Marvel.
Oh, and Marvel, right. We mixed them
right?
together.
Mixing them, yeah.
And that's the thing. But the base Smash Up set that started off pretty generically where they did...
Like ninjas and pirates. And
Right, they did just different tropes. So they started running out of tropes, so then they were like, we're just going to straight up copy movies
Yes.
and change things enough so we don't get sued.
Correct.
And they were actually... I think one of their expansions was like called Please Don't Sue Us or something to that
Something like
effect.
that, yeah.
I don't mind. It's silly fun. This one is like really going down that line.
So what do we got here? Ghostbusters, obviously.
Yep.
RoboCop?
Yep.
And then in the back, what's that? Back to the Future? I don't know
Yep,
what that
yeah,
is.
it is.
Back to the Future. That's Marty,
These are all
that's
80s
Marty
movies,
McFlo.
basically.
And the Alien, I don't get.
Sure
Think
you
it's-
do. You already said it.
Alien.
It's aliens.
That's
That
okay.
looks closer to a Men in Black alien to me, but I think
Yeah,
they're
like
going
that
for
one.
aliens.
All the other 3 I can pick up from just looking at it.
Yeah.
Like the Ghostbusters one's really on
It's
the nose.
way on the nose, yeah.
But the Alien just looks like generic Alien, and they've already got aliens.
They do. Yeah, and like I think in the base set had aliens.
Right, so
Maybe this will be called Evil Aliens.
they'll call it a xenomorph or
Right,
something,
yeah,
you know
yeah,
what I mean?
Exactly.
Yeah, they also already have time travelers.
Okay, well,
So, all I'm saying is, since the tagline is "excellent movie, dudes," and there is a Back to the Future thing, they better have Bill and Ted card in this game. Or I'm gonna
you
be putting
think
it-
so.
They also
yeah.
apparently mistook who played RoboCop. Apparently they thought that Tom Selleck was the lead actor in RoboCop.
That's right,
but
the
he was not.
mustache, baby.
Yeah.
I would
It
watch
could have been. It could have
I'd
been
watch
Tom
a
Selleck.
RoboCop movie with
RoboCop with Tom
Selleck.
Selleck. RoboCop takes off of his metal thing. He's got a Hawaiian shirt underneath.
Yeah.
All right. The Last Kingdom board game. So this is coming from a company you would not expect, actually,
Yeah.
Gameland Games. They do Tiny Epic and the series, and then they did Heroes of the Land, Air, and Sea, and
A few
maybe
other
some minor
things.
But they've not done anything that's based on an IP, as far as I know.
Not that I'm aware of. And also
this-
the designer is odd for this publisher too, because
John DeClaire.
he's worked with he's worked with Brotherwise, but it's almost always with AEG.
Well, I think
Yeah.
he's starting to branch out,
Yeah,
actually.
This
So,
screams Gale Force 9 to me as a publisher. You
it
know what I mean?
absolutely does.
it does. Have any of you watched this show?
I knew nothing about. I'd never heard of this show, and we watch Netflix a lot.
I've seen its branding. I've never seen the show.
I have not.
Wow, that really looks like Vikings in many ways, just
is.
the way they're all glowering at the camera. But I did ask Mike to put in a slide here of the game itself.
Yeah.
So let's take a look at the next slide so we can see what the game itself looks, because that cover isn't doing it.
Yeah.
But the game, I was like, oh, that looks a little interesting. It actually looks like a Tiny Epic game in some ways.
Yeah. Okay,
Kinda, yeah.
okay.
Yeah, there's clearly a fair bit going on there, right? So it does not look like a entry-level game.
Right.
Yeah, so you're
No,
going
that's
to
an
be
interesting
drafting
shot.
cards from a deck, and each round has its own deck.
Okay.
So you'll draft cards a little bit like Blood Rage, I guess.
Right, that's kind of the
And then
vibe
you're
I
going to have
got.
wars in the regions. There's 10 different leaders to pick from. And the round ends after you decide who controls each region. And... Oh, no. There's 5 different regions. That's one round, and then you do all 5 regions again, and there's 2 rounds of play. So there's 10 turns, I
Crazy
suppose.
thing though is that you look at that cover, and even though I knew nothing about this show, I'm like, okay, this has to be an area control game, right? It's like houses,
really?
you know, it's
Yeah.
like a Game of Thrones type of a feel.
It looks cool,
Yeah.
and John DeClaire.
Yeah.
So I'm in on no basis of those. And
Sure.
Gamewood does great production and all that stuff, too.
Yeah.
I think it's going to Kickstarter. So
I believe it is, yeah.
Sorcerers Arena, a game that you may have seen once or twice on the Dice Tower, has a new expansion. So let's see, you haven't seen this yet.
I have not.
I'll give you 5 guesses as to a
I'd
Disney
say of
character
the
in
3
here.
characters, one is relatively high profile, the other 2 not so much.
Relatively high profile, and they're not in there yet.
I'd say, what would you say, Tom? You know what
If you
I'm
pick
talking
the
about.
movie, I'll give it to you.
I'd say it's like B tier.
Yeah, they have A tier, B tier,
I
and
get
C
a
tier.
clue
On
as
this
to
one?
how, when.
Yeah.
I think the
old,
highest
new.
is B tier.
I mean, like,
The most high profile one is newest, I think.
One of them's a main character from a movie. The other
Right.
two are, no, the 2 of them are
Okay,
main
so I'm gonna
characters. One's a
say-
Yeah, that's
secondary.
true. Yeah.
is it Buzz Lightyear?
No,
Come on, that's
so
a terrible
nothing from
guess.
Toy Story.
Terrible
Okay.
guess.
It's a new high
Shocking.
profile
That's a good
one.
guess. Shut up. Don't listen
It's
to
an
that.
okay
Good job.
guess.
Good job. Good job.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
but he said it's the
Jeez.
title character. Buzz
Like
Lightyear.
he said his own movie.
He
No one
just
watched that
did. He had
trash.
Buzz
No
or
one watched
Lightyear
it.
or whatever.
Yeah, exactly.
No one did watch
No
it,
one watched that
really.
movie.
I
Go
watched
ahead.
like about 20 minutes. It sucked. The person in their own movie? Jeez, I don't know. Shrek. Is that Disney?
No,
No.
it's
Why don't you
definitely
move-
DreamWorks.
Okay, I'm just telling you the name.
What
We're
is
going to
it?
make a man out of you yet, Z. We're going to make a man out of you.
That means nothing to him. All right, Mulan.
Mulan.
Oh, yeah, no.
Dishonor on you, dishonor on your cow.
I've never seen it.
Also,
Oh, you should watch Mulan.
Also,
It's
Robin
pretty good.
Hood, which is one of the best underrated Disney movies there is. Robin Hood, Little John running in the
Yeah,
forest.
actually, it's not bad.
With the animals?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good one. That I've seen.
And then Mrs. Potts. Because if there's anybody I want on my team when I'm
That's right.
fighting the opponents, it's a breakable
Right.
ceramic pot.
That's correct.
Who sings.
Why haven't they made anything from the Aristocats? Oh, we're already sick of cats. Forget about that one.
I do like the Aristocats.
I like the
though.
Aristocats.
That's a great movie.
It is, right?
He's so cool.
He is.
The plot is so dumb of that movie.
What plot?
No, there's guys trying to
I know,
steal him or
but come
something.
on
I don't
now.
know.
That's better plot than Cats.
Yeah.
Well, that's true. Anyway,
Okay, so Mrs. Pot. Okay,
Pots.
Pots.
she's the B. I'm saying Robin Hood's the C. Mulan's an A-list character.
think so?
She's not
Yeah.
the B. No,
I
she's the
consider-
worst character.
I consider
Of those
Mulan to be a
three, it's wait. You said
No, look.
Mulan. Is it actually Mulan?
Yes, Mulan.
And Robin Hood.
Fa Mulan.
I'm telling you,
Robin Hood. Yeah.
Robin-
And then Mrs. Potts is like no.
Yes, but Beauty and the Beast is way more popular than Robin Hood. That movie did not get a lot of love.
No,
It did
no,
not.
no,
It
no,
did
no,
not.
no way, Tom. No way. Mrs. Potts. Tale as old as time.
Tell me more, Mama.
Go to sleep, Lo. Chip is the name, right? Chip. Yeah, I called it. Yes.
Although when he turns back into a boy, he's missing part of his head or something.
Is he?
No.
Well, that'd be
little
messed up.
All right. Next in the news, because this game dropped off.
Oh, jeez. What is happening? Guys, what? No. What?
All right.
Read the headline I wrote.
Game dropping off of Zee Garcia's top 100 list immediately gets reprint announced. So you just talked about his top 100.
Yeah, I did just talk about our Echo. Yeah, our
Yeah,
Eco. or
and
whatever,
Master of Rules.
Oh, jeez.
So our Eco is coming back. Who's bringing us back?
It's Hobby Japan.
Japan brand.
Or Japan
No.
brand, sorry. Is it Hobby Japan or Japan brand?
Hobby Japan, and
It
they
is
make
Hobby
some
Japan.
good stuff,
They
actually.
do. Master respects in my top
That
100,
being
baby.
said, was anyone
Really?
asking for an Arico reprint?
Z was.
No,
He hated it. It dropped off his top 100.
Look, I'm glad this is coming back into print. This is a great little card game.
How can a game about recycling not continually be recycled? Right?
I think so?
You have to. It's
It's
thematic.
got to make your list next year.
But they've
Go make it
announced
right now.
I know.
They've announced a third game. I would think maybe
The
you're
third
kinda
game is
interested in that,
called-
Oh,
right?
I am. I am.
Third game is called Builder's High.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've played Our Echo. It's a fantastic game. Mm-hmm. Master of Rules is okay. It's also been a solid decade since I played.
Right.
And the production I played from Z-Man, back when they were making those little games, they were rough-looking games.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
But it was an interesting, a little more convoluted. So I'm very much looking forward to Builder's High.
Yeah.
I'm curious to see what else they've got. Susumu Kawasaki, who's the designer here, I think is a great designer.
Yeah.
Very clever.
Right.
All right, well, if you're tired of playing Great Western Trail and Great Western Trail Argentina, good news. Great Western Trail New Zealand is
Yes,
coming.
That's what I've been waiting on.
We needed another one.
That sheep knows something I
does.
don't know, and it
does.
bothers me.
Yeah, that sheep is.
Well, you're owning a sheep station on the south island of New Zealand at the end of the 19th century. Herding sheep is so much better than herding cows.
correct.
Blah, blah, blah. It's about sheep instead of cows. Here's the thing. I don't know how different these are. I haven't heard a lot of
Well, they're
feedback.
smaller, they're fluffier.
They are.
And they don't taste as good, though. I don't like mutton as good as beef.
They're gamier for sure.
They're gamier, yeah. They're heavier game. They like to play Great Western Trail.
They do.
Anyhow, for people who love Great Western Trail, I'm curious if there's the diminishing return on sales on these.
I bet. How different are these? I have no idea.
I have not played we have it in the library, the Argentina one. I've not played it. Or do we have it in the library?
I don't know if we do. I thought we might.
We should.
Yeah,
no,
we probably
do. I put it next to Great Western Trail.
Right? We probably do.
All right. If we don't, we will by the time you come to one of our conventions. All right, finally, and very surprising news.
Yes.
Okay, so
Yes, baby!
Okay, so this is weird news because Cyclades is being reprinted, Legendary Edition, coming soon to Kickstarter. That's not surprising at all.
No.
Here's what's surprising. It's not Madigo.
Not Madigo.
Okay.
But there's... there's a lot of info. Let's talk about the differences,
well,
too.
Let's talk about the company first, because I'm kind of interested in that.
Okay.
This is...
It's time for me to throw my Cyclades out.
This is going to be a pretty big difference here.
Okay.
Anyway, this company has done some role-playing games in the past, and they work with Madigo.
Okay.
Yes.
I'm just confused why, this is a new box. It's not going to be in the same size as Kemet. It's a weird...
Wow, that's a big change.
Wait till you hear the changes.
All right, so here's what's going to happen.
Okay, go.
They said they're changing the bidding system to make it more exciting. They said it's exponential bidding system now. I don't know what that means, unless it's like 1, 2, 4, 8, 16.
It might be something like that, like closer to the 5 tribes bidding or something.
The board, okay, so the board, that's just telling the rules. I already know all that. Miguel Coimbra is doing the art.
Miguel Coimbra, yep, doing the art.
He is fantastic.
He's incredible.
He's really good.
Yes, very good.
And
6 gods instead of 5. There's a 6th.
Yeah, but they already added a 6th god in the expansion, so I don't know if that's
I don't know if it's the same one though.
It's probably the same one. It was the angry guy.
That's the problem. I can't figure out.
No, not Ares.
Ares was in it already.
The Giants guy.
Yeah. The Titans guy.
The Titans guy. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, they talk about a team mode, which is I think they. It sounds to me like they took some of the stuff from Titans.
The problem is they don't mention that. They're not specific on if it comes from the different things. Oh, the new god is a new god as it's Hera.
Oh.
And so there's a new unit called the Mercenary.
I love it. I love everything about it.
Okay. It was Kronos was the new one in the expansion.
Yeah.
That's who it was, yeah.
So there's a team mode. There's an enhanced 2-player mode.
Team mode was introduced in Titans.
Yep.
There's new creatures and new heroes. A shorter and more dynamic bidding phase. Okay, I don't know. And new artwork from Michael Coimbra. There's also an enhanced and refined 2-player mode.
Okay.
It's a modular game board, but it always was a bit of a modular game board. But then in Titans, they went away from the modular game board.
The original game wasn't modular, right? I mean, it was pre-printed. It was depending on player count.
Yeah, right. My biggest question here is, where it says Legendary Edition up there, how come they're using the Legendary font from Legendary, the board game?
Interesting.
It's incredibly close to that font.
It is, yeah.
I'm excited about this.
This was going to be a superhero.
Apparently they did Northgard. Is that true?
They did. They did. You're right. This is the company that did the original version of Northgard before Studio H did something with it.
This is very cool. I'm glad to see this back in print.
And that's a good production.
Yeah, the production.
Northgard's a good production. We'll be reviewing Northgard next week, actually.
All right.
Someone asking about gameplay. If you weren't familiar with Cyclades, it looks like a troops on a map game, and it kind of is, but it's almost more of a bidding game.
It's like an area control kind of game.
It's a true hybrid.
It really is. And before hybrids were a big thing,
Yeah, it's a big game, but it is... Yeah,
we all like it, right?
Yeah, you bid and then you control places. You can move and attack, certainly, but that's sort of secondary.
Yeah, you can also win by getting like a set collection aspect.
Yeah.
There's multiple ways you can win.
It's good stuff.
It is.
And that is the news.